Okay, so we've done elimination with adding and subtraction yesterday. Today we're going to do this with multiplication. Again, I'm looking for opposites so that I can simply just combine like terms. When I look at these two lines, I do not see x's being completely opposite or the y. In my head, I'm going to ask, what can I change? Which line can I change so that I create a pair of opposites the easiest? Well, if I look at my y's, I can turn 2y's into a negative 4y's very simply. I'm not sure I know how to change a 5 into a 3 or a 3 into a 5 without decimals or fractions, and I don't really care for those. I'm going to take the second equation, multiply it by negative 2. So just for ease, so my terms line up, I'm going to rewrite the first equation exactly how it is. I will distribute the negative 2 to everything in the second equation. Being very careful with negative signs. Now I have created opposites. We are at the combined like terms phase where we were yesterday. So if I look at this combined like terms, negative 7x equals 14, therefore x is negative 2. So I have one solution where x is negative 2. I need to then solve for y. You may use any equation, it doesn't matter. I'm going to use the top equation. I will put negative 2 in for x, solve for y, and we're becoming pretty masterful in our two-step equations, so I didn't talk out loud. Just make sure you get to the same spot I did. These two lines would cross at the point negative 2, 3. Now I'm going to look at the second set of lines. I do not have a set of opposites immediately. Is it easy to change a 2 to a 3 or a 3 to a 2? So-so. But here I have a 1 and here I have a positive 2. They are almost opposite. So I'm going to take the top equation and multiply it by negative 2. Yes, you could do all kinds of things. We can change that and change that, which we'll do in just a bit. I'm going to distribute the negative 2 to everything. So I have negative 4x minus 2y equals negative 46. Just for the ease of math, I like to line up my terms. Combine my like terms. I have negative x equals, oh geez, here we go. That would be a negative 9. Therefore, x would be positive 9. So we have one solution where x is 9. I then will substitute, x into one of the equations. I'm going to pick the top equation. It does not matter which equation you use, as long as you do your math correctly. And I would get 5. So these two lines would cross at the point 9, 5. I have to pause the video so I can turn the page, but I'm going to the next page to continue working. Okay, we're going to do one more together, then I'm going to ask you to try that one by yourself. But when I look at this, I almost have a set of opposites right there. I have some negative y's and some positive y's. So here we go. I am going to multiply this by 4. So I would get 8x minus 4y equals 24. Again, I like to copy this one down so that I have my terms lined up. Combining my x's, I get this. Therefore, when I'm done solving, I would have one solution where x equals 2. I will put that into the equation. I'm going to pick the second equation. So I have 3 times 2 plus 4y equals negative 2. Now we have our basic two-step equation. When x is 2, y is negative 2. If we graph those, that is where this would cross. Please do the next one by yourself. You can either choose to eliminate the x's, or you may eliminate the y's. Eliminating the y's adds a twist. But go ahead, pause the video, give it a try. Thank you for pausing the video. Ultimately, there are different ways to solve this, but hopefully when you were done doing your work, you ended up with one solution. These two lines on a graph would cross at negative 1, 1. Excellent. Now when we get to the next type of problems, I'm noticing that there might not be a simple, quick way to make one an opposite of the other. It isn't just multiply this by this to get that, or what can I do? So first you need to decide, and it does not matter. Do you want to eliminate the x's, or do you want to eliminate the y's? I am going to pick the y's, just because right now I notice I have a positive and a negative, so they're kind of halfway there to being opposites. What number does 4 and 3 both go into? 12. So I want to change the y's into a 12. To do that with the first equation, I would have to multiply that by 3. So let me draw a line. I would then get 9x plus 12y equals negative 75. To get these y's into a negative 12, I would have to multiply by 4. Distributing to all three components, I would get 8x minus 12y equals 24. Now I have created opposites. Okay, combining my like terms, I have 17x equals, what is that? Negative 51. Divide, I get negative 3. So I have one solution where x equals negative 3. Now you pick either equation, it doesn't matter to me. You could use this one and this one or these. It really doesn't matter as long as you continue to do your math correctly. I am going to use the top equation for no particular reason. You may pick any equation like I stated that you want. And we are all, again, as I keep stating, very good at solving two-step equations, so I kind of did that rapidly. Feel free to pause the video if necessary to see how I ended up with y being negative 4. For the next one, you just have to decide, do you want to change the x's or do you want to change the y's? It does not matter what we eliminate. One thing I noticed again, we already have one positive here and one negative here. So I am going to just choose again to get rid of my y's. Well, what number do 3 and 5 both go into so I can create a set of opposites? 15. So I'm going to take the top equation times 5. And I will have to take the bottom equation times, what do you think? How do I get that to 15? All right, hopefully you're multiplying by 3, and that is negative. Okay, combining our like terms, I am ending with 29x equals negative 29. X equals negative 1. So we have one solution because we got an answer for x or y. So now I need to solve for the y. You could pick any of those 4 equations. I'm going to pick the top one again for no particular reason. So then I end up with a 2-step equation, really. And I'm just going to solve. I don't believe you need to watch me solve. If I go a little fast, just pause the video, compare your answers to mine. But I ended with these two meeting at the point negative 1, 4. I'm going to pause the video now. On the next one of those two, it doesn't matter which, you are going to need to multiply by a negative number because everything is positive. We need one of those to become negative. You have one problem here, and if you turn your packet over, you have 2 more. I'm going to pause the video, and then I will reveal my answers, and I would like you to try those 3 by yourself. Thank you for pausing the video. For the first one, or the one way at the bottom of the page, I was able to get the solution 5, negative 2. I chose to eliminate the x's. It's all right if you chose to eliminate the y's, as long as we get to the same answer. If you need to, pause the video so you can take a glance at mine and compare it to yours. Pause the video if needed. For the top one on the next page, I decided there was only one thing to do. If we decided to multiply the top one by a negative 3, I would have created opposites with my x's. Again, there's lots of choices what you could do. I ended with negative 1, 1. If you got something different, compare your work to mine, check your work, or give me an email. Oops, I'm sorry. And then for the next one, I decided to eliminate my x's. I made the top one negative, the second one positive. So I ended with them crossing at the point 4, 2. Again, pause the video if you need to double check, rewind the video. Sometimes you need to hear things twice, so play it again.